two prominent parents here in New Jersey. Now we understand he was killed, shot in his home, according to the mayor of North Brunswick. I'm standing here on Point of Woods Drive. Right behind me is the crime scene, a well-manicured suburban community where there was a fatal ambush tonight. According to officials, someone posing as a FedEx driver arrived at the family's home around 5 o'clock this evening while it was still bright outside. When the son answered the door, we're told he was shot and killed. Investigators say the gunman then shot the father multiple times. We understand the father is a criminal defense attorney. We are awaiting word on his condition. Meanwhile, it is now confirmed the mother is a federal judge. The Honorable Esther Salas is the first Latina in New Jersey to serve on a federal bench. Apparently, she was not hurt. It's not clear who was the intended target. Authorities believe the killer took off in the same FedEx truck. As you can imagine, there is now an intense manhunt to find the gunman. The FBI is now leading this investigation.
Federal judge. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Torres.
And I'm Sandra Bookman. The gunman in this shooting still on the loose. Police say he was dressed as a Federal Express delivery driver when he knocked on the door of District Court Judge Esther Salas. She was not hurt, but both her husband and her son were shot.
Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang joins us from the scene in North Brunswick. Lucy?
Well, Joe and Sandra, it is a terrible tragedy here in North Brunswick where we are learning the son has died. He was the son of two prominent parents here in New Jersey. Now we understand he was killed, shot in his home, according to the mayor of North Brunswick. I'm standing here on Point of Woods Drive. Right behind me is the crime scene, a well-manicured suburban community where there was a fatal ambush tonight. According to officials, someone posing as a FedEx driver arrived at the family's home around 5 o'clock this evening while it was still bright outside. When the son answered the door, we're told he was shot and killed. Investigators say the gunman then shot the father multiple times. We understand the father is a criminal defense attorney. We are awaiting word on his condition. Meanwhile, it is now confirmed the mother is a federal judge. The Honorable Esther Salas is the first Latina in New Jersey to serve on a federal bench. Apparently, she was not hurt. It's not clear who was the intended target. Authorities believe the killer took off in the same FedEx truck. As you can imagine, there is now an intense manhunt to find the gunman. The FBI is now leading this investigation with assistance from the New Jersey State Police, the North Brunswick Police Department, and the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office. No comment yet from the FBI at this early stage of the crime. The mayor of North Brunswick is personal friends with the judge and her husband. He gave us this interview just a short while ago.
Judge Esther Salas and her son, Mark Andrew and Daniel, who is a freshman in college, live in North Brunswick. And at some point today, someone who was apparently dressed as a Federal Express driver rang or knocked on the door, and when it was answered, he shot. And the Mark Andrew has come through a surgery tonight and is now listed in stable condition. And very sadly, Daniel has died. And I understand that Judge Salas is not physically harmed.
That was the mayor of North Brunswick. According to the mayor, Judge Salas has received threats from time to time, but nothing recently. The U.S. Marshals have now been called to provide security for the judge. Again, no word yet on her husband's, or you just heard the mayor's update on the husband's condition, but no word yet on a motive for this bloody attack at their home. It's not clear who the intended target was, but we understand their young son, a freshman at a Catholic university, was the victim tonight, fatally shot as he opened the door for a gunman dressed in a FedEx uniform.
Shooter showed up at the North Brunswick home of the judge dressed as a FedEx driver, and when the son answered the door, he opened fire. The husband of Judge Esther Salas is now in critical condition. She was in the basement of the home and is unarmed. But again, the suspect that police are telling us has been found dead, and they're saying by suicide. New Jersey reporter Tony Yates joining us live from North Brunswick with the late breaking news. Tony.
Yes, David, we're just getting that news, too, that the suspect may have committed suicide. Now, this was a shooting that happened in broad daylight in a very quiet neighborhood against a well-respected family. The mayor of North Brunswick, Francis Womack, said he was listening to the police scanners. He heard the call about the shooting here on Point of Woods Drive, and he says he immediately reached out to the judge's husband.
Mark's a good friend of mine, and Mark texts me all the time. So I just sent a text message. I said, Mark, you okay? Everything all right over there? Because there's only a few people who live on Point of Woods Drive. I got no answer, and if you don't get an answer back from Mark within a few minutes, you know something's wrong.
U.S. Marshals are now giving 24-hour protection to federal judge Esther Salas. Her 20-year-old son, Daniel, shot and killed. Her husband, defense attorney Mark Andrel, shot several times, but he's expected to survive. The shooting happened at the couple's home Sunday at about 5 in the afternoon. Police say a man dressed in a FedEx shirt, his face covered, rang the bell. The judge's husband answered the door. The suspect fired. A neighbor may have heard the moment that shooting happened.
I hear the gunshots, but I didn't realize there was a crime or whatever, so I didn't pay attention. I said somebody was playing, so I got in my car. I saw a car just across the street, and he drove away.
So far, police have no motive. They are not saying yet if they know who in the family was the target or why. Daniel was shot right after his father. The judge was in the basement of the home and was not injured. The shooting has left this North Brunswick neighborhood saddened and worried.
I would have never expected this at all. They were such a beautiful family, and everyone here is so close. We wouldn't even expect something like this to happen.
Once again, the breaking news in this story is that the suspect was found dead, apparently from a self-inflicted gun wound. We will definitely have more on that coming up later this afternoon. Condolences for the judge's family pouring in from law enforcement and from elected officials across the state of New Jersey.
Blazing TV review just get the news. Tamara Geddes' sister gave the daughter $150,000 to pay the hitman to kill Tamara. She collect the man life insurance policy and use it to kill off the family because she want to keep the money. Well, maybe some news are going to come out about the brother too. Let's see.